Welcome to Forward Focus. I'm John Reich, your host, and we're here to help you be the best and most well-rounded leader possible. This is part 2 to a part 1 we just did. This is called the 4 Ds of time management. If you haven't seen part 1, you can still watch this episode. It stands alone and it makes a lot of sense. But I really encourage you to go to the bottom of this episode after, click on the link, and go back to part 1, which is the importance of having strategies in time management. Let's hop into the 4 Ds of time management now so we can make your life and your business more productive. So we have a million things coming at us every day, right? From emails to text to phone calls to appointments to stressful commutes and drives to Zoom calls and screen time galore. And at times it can feel almost paralyzing on where to spend your time, where to prioritize it, because it's so limited and so many people want it. This strategy is something that I've been using for about 5 years now. And I have it on my calendar, and I want to take you through the process of how you can put it into your world and see if it's something that you feel would help and benefit you and your productivity. It's called the 4 Ds of time management. Now, we're going to have a link below, not only to part 1 that we just talked about, 10 strategies to improve your time management, but also to this resource guide that you're able to download, save to your iPad, save to your phone, or even print it for yourself and carry it with you. So what are the 4 Ds? The 4 Ds are simple. Do it, defer it or delay it, delegate it or delete it. Drop it all together. So I'm going to start by going line by line through each of these and give you some examples of how you can incorporate it into your calendar a little bit more efficiently. So the first thing is do it, right? So this is an email comes in, a call comes in, a text, or somebody stops in, and this is something that comes across your desk and you have to decide, what am I going to do with it? You're going to do it. If you can do this task in 2 minutes or less, do it in real time. Just get it done. So many people schedule the act of doing it later when it really could be done in the same amount of time it took to just schedule it. So this is working on a task that only takes a few minutes. You can quickly accomplish a series of smaller tasks that build momentum for larger projects later. So what type of examples? This would be answering an email to somebody on your team that needs your answer or input before they can move forward with other people on the team. So that 2-minute answer actually saves hours of time later because it allows your team to keep moving. It's returning an important or urgent phone call, right? So you got to be able to know who's calling you about what and when, and having a system in place and who you're going to call back first that's most important and urgent. Or maybe it's printing a report and at the top of that report saying review in Friday's meeting. Just those simple acts of doing those things can set up your day or week to be more efficient. One last thing about do. It doesn't mean that you're going to accomplish the full task. It means that you're going to do a piece of the task or a piece of the focus that sets up the rest of it later. What I do is on my calendar, I have something called the parking lot. It's 3 times a week from 30 to 60 minutes, typically Monday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. In the parking lot, if there's something that has come across my desk, an issue, a problem, a project, anything, I'll throw it in my calendar in the description and my couple thoughts or feelings about that task. I don't have time to address it now. I can't get to it at this moment, but my little do for that moment is throw it into my parking lot time so I have more time later to think about it deeper. I don't want to forget about going deeper on that topic, so my do is actually putting it on the calendar and saying, John, look at this later, right? Some would argue that that's a defer, which we're going to get into next, but I wanted to highlight like it's kind of both, right? I'm deferring a deeper conversation on this later with myself, but the do is I don't want to forget it and I'm putting it in my calendar later this week. Okay. Defer delays the next one. This is temporarily pausing a task or giving an answer that doesn't need to be handled right away and scheduling it when you have more availability. So this might be a new request from a colleague wanting your time or input or thoughts on setting up a vendor program in your business. This could be a new project. Somebody says, hey, we should build a podcast studio on site and interview clients about their experiences with our furniture store, right? Well, these are important to your business. They're important to continue to innovate, but do they need to be done right now? Probably not. And so that should be like an aha for you to go, you know what, I can defer this. And whether that's on your parking lot time or your prep time or your breathe time, whatever you have on your calendar that's an appointment with yourself, that's when you would look at the defer or delay category. The next one's delegate. Reassign an essential task to someone else. The way in which I think about this is if somebody can do a task 80% as well as I can, it's off my plate. I ask them, of course, do you have everything you need to do this? Let me know if you have any questions or how I can be of support to you as I lead you on this. Or do you have any concerns about taking this project on based on your current bandwidth, right? So there's some rules around delegation. If you abuse delegation too much, you're going to lose that as one of your 4Ds because people aren't bought into the way in which you're delegating, the way in which you're leading them. So you want to weigh, what's the benefit of you doing this yourself versus delegating it, and what's the bandwidth of the person I'm delegating to. And then you should put into your parking lot, or again, whatever system you have to track how you're delegating things. Okay, let me check in with Sally Sue on that because I delegated it. I want to make sure she's okay. So that would be my do to check in on the delegation of that task. And then lastly, delete or drop it completely, removing unnecessary tasks from your schedule and just moving on. This would be unproductive meetings, unnecessary emails. Maybe it's something that you created for a season in your business or life that no longer serves a purpose. So about once a month, I'll take a look at my calendar. I'll look at my emails and I'll kind of look at what's something that I'm doing that if I stop tomorrow, nobody would even notice. Nobody would even kind of say, hey, why'd you stop doing that, right? And so I don't think we often think about adding strategies and systems and tools to be more efficient. When's the last time we deleted from our life? Give you an easy example. I get gas. I don't have an electric vehicle, so I have to get gas, right? And as I'm gassing up my Jeep, I was standing there about 2 months ago, and I was kind of looking around and I was watching other people as they were getting gas. And what I noticed is very few of them were actually going through their car and getting rid of water bottles or papers or trash or gum wrappers. They were just standing there. So what I realized for me and what I've been following since then is I do one walk around the car and I do kind of my dump and delete of unnecessary stuff in the car. But then as I return to the pump, I pull my cell phone out and I actually make it a goal to unsubscribe from 5 emails, from 5 spams or emails that I feel like aren't adding value to my life or my business. So I think to myself, when's the last time I read that? When's the last time I actually opened it and applied something? And if I haven't recently, I unsubscribe. I'm really hoping that I don't lose some subscribers for Forward Focused after giving that tip. But that's just something I thought of. It's I'm already sitting here gassing up for 5 minutes. What would it look like to use that 5 minutes efficiently that later on I get rewarded for? Because nothing drives me up a wall more than unnecessary spam emails that I consistently get. So there you have it. There's the 4 Ds of time management with the bonus of the parking lot as a placeholder to go through your time and go through your tasks. Do it, defer it, delegate it, or delete it. I promise you, if you download the resource guide below, you incorporate this into your mission just for the next month, and you ask yourself, is this something that is in the 4 Ds? What should I follow? You'll be more efficient in your life and your business. And you, your loved ones, and the people that rely on you at work will be better off for it. If you found value in today's episode, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss a lesson to be the leader that you deserve to be. And until next time, lead on.